All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to Relay Hype Week. 2025 is here, whether you're ready or not, and we know that we have a lot of work to do in 2025, and we want to start on a great note. If I haven't had the opportunity to meet you, my name is Bryan Sherwood. I'm your National Director for Relay for Life, and I am just so hyped for this amazing week of content for all of you. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to your strategic director team, your community fundraising strategic director team. This is a brainchild of theirs that they started just a few months ago, and tons of work went into all of the amazing content you're going to experience this week to get you prepared for an amazing 2025, celebrating 40 years of Relay for Life impact. And I know the chat's already gotten started. I want to first mention a little bit about some of the prizes that are going to be available. We have 3 calls this week. This is one of 3, different content every day, so you don't want to miss a single one of these 3 calls. We will record them if if you are in the field or whatever, miss one of the calls. But we are giving away some prizes, so we will have 2 sets of new branded Relay for Life logistics signs. We'll be giving those away at the end of each call each day. You do have to be present on the live call in order to win, and so we will be giving those away today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So we want you to be engaged in the chat, sharing, reacting to some of our speakers and the content that we have as well. So very excited about that. I'm going to turn the chat off. You guys are blowing it up already. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. We talked a little bit about this in the video that Becky and I did, our teaser last week, but 2025 is the year of the team captain. As we talked about last year in our relay rally with all of you, we're excited to bring back team captain shirts. We have not had team captain shirts in some time. And so we're really capitalizing not just on our products, but in all of our resources and our focus on team captains in 2025. So we know that they are so critical and vital to our success. I started in Relay for Life as a team captain long ago, nearly 20 years ago, as a middle schooler in a Boy Scout troop. And that role as a team captain led me to event leadership roles. It led my team to fundraising success, and eventually led to my national and regional roles as a volunteer, and of course the job that I'm lucky to have today. So you never know what that team captain that you recruit from that brand new team might do to your event, to the fundraising, to the mission impact that our fundraising has on our mission in 2025. And so we're so excited to call 2025 the year of the team captain. So what makes these team captains so valuable? We've got this fantastic graphic that shows really the funnel of team captains. I mentioned that a lot of my roles came out of being a team captain, and I think when we look at the impact that they can have on our events, not only do they bring in maybe a co-captain to succeed them when they move on, but they also bring in their team members, which then brings in those fundraisers. And they also generally organize, team fundraisers. I think about some of our top performing team captains, the New Core Steel, the Rosebud Miners. And why are they successful? Well, they're successful because they have amazing leadership in their volunteers. And so it's so critical, that we get those right people in our team captain roles. They also come to us with their networks. We know that Relay for Life and our community fundraising events overall are a huge funnel into the rest of our work at the American Cancer Society. Many of our top donors, many of our planned giving donors come through our events through things like Relay and serve in roles like a team captain. He wasn't able to join us today, but Bryan Marlowe, the national chair of our board of directors, was a team captain in Tacoma, Washington, and you've heard his story before of starting with Relay, but you never know what that volunteer might do when they bring their network to the American Cancer Society. They also bring in survivors and caregivers, the heart of Relay for Life. The reason we do what we do come through those team captains. And we also know that teams that have survivors and caregivers on their team fundraise more for our mission. And so it's just reiterating how important it is to have those team captains. Also, they bring partnerships. I'm sure many of you have had team captains that have connections that bring you your next sponsor, bring you your next partner, to bring new teams to the table, bring new sponsors to the table, engage employees. They're again just a great key connector. And then a portion of those team captains probably form your event leadership team or will form your event leadership team. We want to get folks hooked. I remember back when I was a team captain, I was excited. I was thrilled about the event, and they asked if I wanted to serve as a youth involvement chair on the committee, and of course I said yes. And so there's so many things that we can get out of those team captains, including that pipeline for our event leadership team, or even recommending people for our event leadership team, even if they themselves don't end up joining. But overall, our team captains are enabling volunteer ownership of our events. We know Relay is what it is because of volunteers and the empowerment that we give them, that volunteer-led, staff-supported model that we all know so well. They drive revenue and they increase our overall event experience. What is one of the top key drivers of that event experience when we look at our voice of the customer data? It's team fundraisers and team activities that are happening at our events, things that are being put on, once again, by those all-important team captains. So hopefully you guys can reference this. I know many of you have a copy of this at your desk as well that you can reference throughout the season. But this is going to be kind of the focus of these 3 days. So we're really going to get into some heavy content on these tomorrow and Thursday. But today we really wanted to start with just introducing the year of the team captain to you all. And we have some very special guests that are going to be joining us here in just a few. Before we do that, I did want to talk a little bit about the team captain guides that are available for 2025. These were recently refreshed. We refreshed them right at the end of 2024. But we have one that you probably know about and one maybe that's new. So you'll see here on the screen, and she's on the call, our new national lead volunteer, Becky Van Loon. She's got a message here on the virtual version of the team captain guide. So that's at relayforlife.org/team captain. All of your team captains are getting a link to this in their email when they're registering. So when they register as a team captain, it'll send them to the virtual version of the team captain guide. This replaces the very long Rise 360 that we had, a little more easy to use. And it's on ACS resources so that when we're linking team captains to additional resources, they're all on the same site. So this is great. It's an online version, very easy to use. Got that message from Becky. It's awesome. But we've heard some feedback. We know many of you have been putting together your own team captain guides that you're sending out to team captains. And we're excited to share that we do have for 2025 a printable version of the team captain guide. It's called the Team Captain Kit. Your strategic director team was critical in getting this created. The Print Center will print these at no cost to your event. We will have details coming out later today about how to order these. So you'll be able to order these through the Print Center. We also have it available on Canva if you want to customize it and add information relevant to your event before you have it printed at the Print Center. But should be a great tool for you guys to use to be able to share with your team captains, give them their fundraising tools that they need, as well as mission information to be true leaders within our Relay for Life movement. So great news there. Like I said, we'll be sharing additional information on how to order. If you're not making customization, the Print Center actually has some of these pre-printed. So following the instructions will get you them even faster. So very exciting there, and we're thrilled to be able to bring that back in 2025. All right. Well, now I have the honor of introducing some of our hype people, and it shouldn't surprise you all that they're both amazing volunteers. We have such amazing volunteers. We wanted to bring a couple of them on. Yamile Rivera is on. She is the current lead of the nationwide community fundraising leadership team. Maybe more importantly, she's also a team captain at the Relay for Life of Buena Vista in Florida. We also have Jeff Ross, who you guys may know is a part of the Relay for Life Hall of Fame. He's also a team captain at the Relay for Life of Cleveland County in North Carolina. And we're here just to hear a little about why being team captains is important to them, and a little bit about their story. So with that, I think I'm going to turn things over to Yamile. Hopefully I can hear you. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. We'll turn things over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. I don't need a lot of hyping because I am a hype, right? So I am so delighted. I'm thrilled and honored that I got invited to chat a little bit about Team Captain because that truly is the heart and soul of relay. Having a great team captain, it makes all the difference in the world. So, a little bit about how I got started. I just started counting back, and I've been a relay volunteer for 29 years. I can't believe it. I'm going to hit my almost my 30. I love it. And I started first introduced when my kids were in middle school, and they went to Catholic middle school. So, you have to have your community hours in. And part of getting a lot of the community hours was supporting the relay event, which was at our local high school. So I got a lot of their community hours done because I helped the relay team and all that. And that's how I first got introduced to the American Cancer Society and relay. But I really didn't know. I mean, I did it because I had to, right? Because I had to get my community hours in. But I continued to relay at our local relay here in Kissimmee. I live in Kissimmee, Florida. Yes, I know the weather's beautiful. Sorry for all of you who have a lot of snow right now. But so I started because I had to get those hours. But then I continued to volunteer even when my kids got older, continued to really didn't form a team or anything. I was just always on somebody's team. And then in about 2012, I joined the Doubletree Suites. I'm a hotel sales manager, and I joined that company. And they happened to have a relay. They were part of a relay event in Lake Buena Vista. And of course, a year into this, I joined the team. I supported, I fundraised. While the team captain leaves for another job, and because they knew I knew about relay and about the fundraiser, I became team captain. So I was voluntold as a team captain. But I have not looked back ever since. It has been the most rewarding job that I have as for the American Cancer Society. I started out at that Lake Buena Vista relay. Back then, we had about 30 teams and just 30 teams on the track, and we were raising about $100,000. And I had my eye on, I started out just as a team captain, then went into logistics, then went into luminaria. Then, I just kept every year I kept growing and growing in the event leadership team. Um, that leadership team today, by the way, is still in place. We have a lot of the same leadership that was back there back in 2012 when I first joined that event. But anyway, I had my eye, very competitive. So I had my eye on this other event, Hunters Creek, which was at like the number one Central Florida event, and they were raising $250,000. And I said, we got to do better than that. And so, of course, the ELT loved that. So one day I'm in the Luminaria as the Luminaria event, walk into a team captain meeting, and they say, Yamile, we've kind of changed your position this year. And we're like, oh, what am I going to do next? And they go, how about co-lead of the event? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So that's how I became, again, voluntold as an event lead. So I did that. And I got to tell you, I'm still an event lead for that relay. I've been off and on every now and then. That picture on the left that you see me with my Mickey ears, that was during COVID when the world shut down because we needed to do a caregiver speech. So I did a little caregiver thing virtually. I sent that out. March 16, 2020, as everybody knows, is when the world turned upside down. And we were 1 week away from our relay event. Now, the year before, we had caught up to Hunters Creek, and we actually surpassed them. We were at $267,000. Very proud of that for such a small event. And we were 1 week away from the 2020 event. I was not the event lead. I was still on the ELT, but not the event lead. And our hearts were devastated. We were all set to get on that track and raise money, and there was nothing for us to do. Well, I couldn't sit by and just have that one day. March 26th was the day of our event, and just go by without it being celebrated. So I did a luminaria ceremony in my front yard during COVID, virtually, and got on the news and everything because the news was so like depressing that every time they had a little glimpse of something positive, you got lots of exposure. So I had the news trucks come out my yard, and that picture there on the bottom is my yard, the front yard with the Luminaria bags and my tent out there. And I raised money. My neighbors came by, gave me money, and I raised virtually $2,500 in 1 week on my little Luminaria yard sale. So and again, that because I can't stop relaying. I have to keep relaying, right? I don't care if it's COVID. So then, of course, we grew from 10 events into one event, the Great Big Relay. And of course, I stepped up again and I said, I want to lead that event. Let me lead that event. And the first year out the bat in 2021, when everything opened up again, we raised $150,000 on that event. So again, with the same ELT, everybody, caught up and do what they wanted to do. And it's just, again, the resources that you get too. Everybody knew Relay Connect. We all bitched about it, but man, it was chock full of information if you could find it. It was great. And then we have Bryan come up awesome with ACS resources. Again, another amazing tool. And today it's beautiful. I went from, just so you know too, I went from relay. I was relay, and then 2 years ago I joined the Strides. I became pink, so I became your national Strides lead. And I always tell Vicky Green, our my partner in crime at the Strides, I wish we were as up to date in ACS resources as Relay is, because my God, it is amazing all of the resources that you can get out of there. So I encourage all of you to tell your team captains that's the place to go to get anything you need. I so just to let you know, after that, I obviously became very involved with in the area level with the Southeast region. I joined the Southeast region team, had many positions there, and then eventually, because I was on the Southeast region team, became involved with our nationwide community fundraising leadership team, which I've also held a few positions there. And now I am honored to be your co-lead starting this year with Megan Kreft of Determination. So that to tell you that it's an amazing journey that you can have as an ACS volunteer. From team captain, you can grow into anything you want to do in the American Cancer Society. And that's what's held me all the while, because giving back is what I want to do. It's my mission. It's my passion. It's what I want to do. So, I just ordered our LBV. I found out 2 years ago that our Central Florida relay was going to be no longer. I'm like, what? No way. No way can Orlando not have a relay event. So I got my little LBV ELT together again, and I said, let's do a relay. And so now I'm part of the CCFH, so the remote relay. And last year we raised about $65,000 in our rebuilding year. And we're at it again. Our relay will be March 29th, and I am co-lead of the event this year. So it's a forever position that I am honored and blessed to have. But it all started as a team captain, and and remember, sometimes people will say, well, I don't know how to raise a lot of money. I don't know if I could do that as a team captain. But it's not just what you do as a team captain. It's the resources you bring to the ACS from that experience, from the people that you bring onto the team, onto the site, the companies that they're involved with that can help support our mission. So don't be afraid to, reach out to people to tell them you are team captain material, because anyone can be. It just takes a little bit of oomph and a little bit of love and a little bit of passion. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope it provides some strength and unity to all of you out there, and knowing that anybody can be a great team captain, and especially when you have staff partners like Bryan and Katie, Vicky, they make it all real and great for you. So there's no reason why you can't step up and do what you need to do.
Yamile, thank you so much for sharing and for all you do in your leadership, not only within Relay, but I guess we could loan you to Strides for a little bit. It's all for a good cause, I suppose. But we know your heart's purple. But
there you go.
Thank you for joining and sharing your story, and the story of your team captain journey. We're so appreciative of you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, as previously promised, our next guest speaker is a team captain himself and also a member of our prestigious Relay for Life Hall of Fame. I'm lucky to also call him a friend, Mr. Jeff Ross. I'll turn things over to you.
Good afternoon to everybody. How are you? Everybody good? Let me see some hand raising in the thing, or some hearts or something. Is everybody good? Awesome. Awesome. So good to see everybody. So good to hear. Yamile, you are the best. Thank you for not just your height, but your authenticity, your heart, what you do for the American Cancer Society as a volunteer, what you have done, and what you continue to do. I'm just excited to be here and to trail behind you. Before I do this, I just want to give a big shout out to the staff partners, to Katie and to Bryan and to Marie, if they're on, all of our staff partners that help make this happen. I have to give a big shout out to my staff partner, Andrea. I'll talk about her later, but Andrea Whitesides. Just to know, no matter what trail we decide to go down as part of the American Cancer Society, it's because of you guys. And so just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to be here today. As you can see, I've been here for a while. I am proud to say that I get to celebrate 25 years as an American Cancer Society Relay for Life volunteer. I'm so elated to be able to be here to say that. It's been rocky some days, but it's been great. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do that, to be that, and for the amazing things I've been able to do in partnership with you in the American Cancer Society. A team captain. I think Yamile hit this, so I'm just going to be reiterating most of what she said. But I thank God for the journey that I had, and it all started, as you guys know, when my mom died, and that was 25 years ago, and it was this month, and it was devastating for me. And you guys know the story. She was diagnosed and died in 29 days. And it rocked my world because I am president and will always remain president of the Mama's Boy Club. No shame in my game for that. And I got involved with the American Cancer Society through a cancer control nurse. And Charlene Cobb invited me to a meeting. I didn't know it was a Relay for Life team captain meeting. And it was amazing. And the rest is history. That night, I figured out I could get involved with this. As I always say, I had a decision to make. I could remain bitter. I could get better. And so I chose to get better by joining the local Relay for Life team in Cleveland County, North Carolina. And I'm telling you, it's been a ride. I enjoyed mostly my opportunity as a team captain. And the funny thing about it was I just had passion. My goal and mantra was to save moms as a team captain. I wanted to save moms. They just said, Jeff, take this packet and doctors, raise money for us and 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 we'll help you. And I said, okay. And so I took it. I basically went to doctors. I asked them for money. And it was simple because I just said, hey, just give me some money and just put it in this packet. And then we'll go to Relay for Life and we'll give it to the people the powers that be. Well, we did that. And the first year it was simple. I think we raised a little over, I wasn't even part of the team. That's to be honest, don't tell anybody, but I really wasn't part of the team. But I think I raised around $5,000 to $7,000 just collecting money. And then the next year I became a full-fledged team captain. I took the job seriously and I recruited my team. And I'm telling you, we killed it. We literally killed it. We did over 25,000 the first year. I was a full-fledged team captain. And why did I do that? It was simple. I would laugh because social media talks about influence. Listen, team captains have been influencing for years because that's exactly what I did. I just went and found people and said, hey, have you had a grandmother die from cancer? Come join my team. Hey, I'm so sorry. I heard your mother died from cancer. Would you come join my team? Hey, I know your business wants to get involved with Relay for Life. Would you like to be a sponsor? And so I just basically took the influence I had and encouraged other people to join me in the fight against cancer. And that turned out to be really great because that next year we raised $75,000. And that just blew everybody away. That's when I met the incomparable Miss Andrea Whitesides, because little did I know in doing that and making these connections that I was going to need more help. And so what I did as a team captain, I got with Andrea, and Andrea began to show me the ropes. And if I can tell you anything else, the success of a good team captain is a staff partner relationship. I'm so appreciative of Andrea. I'm so appreciative of Katie. I'm so appreciative of Mary Nesbitt, who's no longer here. Those people who walked alongside me to help me become the best I could be. Long story short, that it paid off. Guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. It paid off. I loved being a team captain. I loved empowering people. I loved involving people in this fight. I loved all of the above, and it was hype. It was hype. We just basically took the things that I already had and we just made it work. And Andrea just basically said, Jeff, you cannot tell people that Relay for Life is not connected to the American Cancer Society. I had no clue, guys. They were like, hey, I like Relay for Life, but I don't like the American Cancer Society. I said, oh, you don't have to worry. It's Relay for Life. It's not connected to the American Cancer Society. I didn't even know any better. But Andrea took me alongside, and she gave me, I think, my fuel for the fight. She exposed me to the mission of the American Cancer Society. And because of that, I took my purpose and my mission and became a wonderful team captain. Honestly, I love this job. I love what I was doing. And long story short is I recruited, being a team captain, I think I recruited around Andrea, and help me be true to my words, I think we recruited over 50 teams as a team captain in the hospital where I worked. And so I then transitioned away from being a team captain and then becoming chair of the Relay for Life. And I took the team captain skill set into being the chair of Cleveland County's Relay for Life. And I didn't know what we were doing. Honestly, we didn't really know what we were doing. But the truth is, 3 years later, I think it was, keep me true, Andrea, it was $1.3 million we raised. Phenomenal. And it was because of how I was empowered to be a team captain. And I want to tell you guys, if you can do anything as staff, you allow the people to be who they are. Okay. I love that we have a guide. I love that we have something to show them how to get started, but you give them the empowerment to actually flow in their sphere of influence. What are they doing in their community? Who they're connected to in their community? How can they penetrate that wall of influence they have in that community? Because that's how you're going to make a difference. If you empower them and let them go, I guarantee you're going to see the results. Now, the truth is, the t-shirt helps. The t-shirt helps. The t-shirt actually helps. And so thank you for whoever brought that back. And so that took me on a journey after that to becoming the relay chair, and then actually getting involved regionally, division, and then nationally. And so I'll say to all of you guys today, I know it's called relay hype, but the truth is, it's not hype. It's just fact. It's just fact. If you allow people to come as a team captain and be connected to the American Cancer Society through their purpose, you give them the tools that they need to go out into the community and influence other people. It's just a combustion of success. That's all it is. They allowed Jeff Ross to be Jeff Ross. That's it. It's it. That's it in a nutshell. They allowed me to be the best team captain I can be. And actually connected me to the mission of the American Cancer Society was the driver. I'm just going to be honest. And so as a closes today, I'll say this to you all. I've had opportunities to be so much in the American Cancer Society, but more importantly, I just stayed true to who I was here. I just being true to who I am as a person. My job was to come in and join the American Cancer Society and save more moms. I'm proud to say that the cancer that killed my mom is no longer there because of the work these team captains have done all over the world. That's the power of who we are. I'm proud to say that as I celebrate 25 years with the American Cancer Society, I get to go back where I started. I get to be a team captain again this year, not sit at the board table and help Atrium Health decide how they're going to give money to the American Cancer Society, but actually working now back in the field, raising money. And don't tell anybody, because I'm starting a campaign called my goal. My mom died in 29 days. My goal is to raise $29,000 in 25 days since it's my 25th anniversary. That's my goal this year. And so I'm going to ask you guys to help me do this. I'm going to ask you to help me do this. I firmly believe I can do it. I have not put it online yet, but before the campaign has started, I've already have a $5,000 commitment and a $500 check. So don't you tell nobody I have a $5,500 start on it. But I'm going to launch this, and I want to do this all over the country. To every one of you on here, just know that you're going to be hearing from me. I would like to have luminaries from all over the country, every state. If they've ever heard my voice, if I've ever helped them raise money, I'm asking them to come back and help me. And only I'm asking them to do, if I motivated them in any kind of way, is buy a luminary in honor of my mom, if not my mom, their mom, or someone they love. That's it, okay? That's what I want to do this year as a team captain. I want to say again in closing, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for all that you do for the American Cancer Society. Understanding that we call it hype, but it's just fact. If we motivate and empower people to be team captains, they will make a difference in our local Relay for Life events. Staff partners, the key to that success of that team captain is how you walk alongside of them. Thank you for all you will do to empower them. Thank you for all you do. And remember this, in this season, as we close, you know, I'm a half Baptist and then grew up Pentecostal, so I get about 4 closings. So in this last closing, just know this, that it is true. This is not haphazard. We're not out here just doing this. I haven't devoted 25 years of my life because we haven't made a difference. We are killing the cancer game. And I believe we will deliver on this moral imperative we've been promising for years. We're going to find cures for cancer, and nothing, I repeat, nothing but death will keep us from it. God bless you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Remember, 29 and 25. You got to help me raise this $29,000. Get a luminaria. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jeff. It's always wonderful to hear from you and sharing your story. And I'll be representing Texas in your Luminaria quest. So I can't wait to get that link from you, buddy.
Thank you so much, Bryan. Just remember, everybody from every state, 29 luminaries from every state, 29 luminaries from every state. More information to come. Thanks, Bryan. Sorry.
No, you're good, Jeff. We'll make sure we share that with this group once you're ready to take the to unveil it to everybody. So I want to close today with just talking a little bit about what else is coming for this week. So we have 2 more amazing Relay Hype Week sessions tomorrow and Thursday. Tomorrow's session will be hosted by Dylan Spencer, who's all things Campus Relay for Life. He's going to welcome you all, and we'll pass things off to the amazing ADT and Amy Nolan, who will be leading you through some team captain recruitment information. So looking forward to that. And then on Thursday, Thursday's session will be hosted by the incomparable Katie Paulson, who leads the strategic director team, and you'll hear from Ro on team captain engagement and some tips, tricks, and all things engaging those amazing team captains so that they all become the Yamiles and Jeffs of tomorrow. So I want to thank everybody for joining the first Relay Hype Week session, but we're not quite done yet because I promised prizes before the end. And so I believe I'm turning things to Dylan to pull a couple of prize winners from engaging in the chat today.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you again, Yamile and Jeff, for joining us. Great stories as always, and always great to see you both. So yes, we are going to be giving away 2 of those prize packs, and if I'm wrong on that number, Bryan, please stop me, but I believe it is 2. Yep. So what we have done is I have been monitoring the chat and throwing names into our random spin, and so we did pull 2 winners. So this is, again, engage each day. So please participate, engage, be a part of our conversations as we have our Hype Week. So our 2 winners at random, and our names that I wrote down, and they're sitting next to me. So our first one, and again, I believe our winners we will reach out to following, but our first one that we had Sorry, excuse me. There we go. So our first one was Karen Walcott was our first one. So whoever is writing that down, please write that down. That is our first winner of that logistics pack. And then our second one for participation today, that name was Nancy Gutzmer. So those two are our winners for our first packs today. So whoever is in charge of that SD team, those are your names. I was just in charge of announcing them. So thanks all.
We will be in touch to get shipping addresses for those later this week. So thank you guys so much for joining our first Relay Hype Week session. Looking forward to seeing you all week long as we kick off 40 years of Relay for Life Impact in 2025. So thank you all. Have a good afternoon.
Have a great season.